La 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 la.
This program, some of the themes may not be discretion is advised. Whenever possible, actual news clips and eyewitness accounts are used. The opinions expressed and comments of viewers are for educational and entertainment purposes only. No offense is intended. Proceed at your own risk.
Alrighty, mic check 1, 2, 3. Let me see if the super light is working tonight, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing out there in internet earth world? You know, that's what we call the internet. Yeah, I was watching on a news station. Yeah, I guess they're news earlier, and they were talking about the Las Vegas sighting is by officials is being called, not a hoax. There's a story we're going to read about that. But I saw on a news station they were talking about, it's almost impossible that we're alone in the universe. There's got to be other beings. Like, it's literally almost impossible that we're the only, the Earth is the only living creatures on it. So you got to take that into account. It's a good point. But also, I was on the news station. They were talking about, like I said, the Las Vegas thing is not a hoax. So I don't know what you guys have heard about it, but a lot of interesting stuff. We're going to talk about that. And then Khloe Kardashian is unrecognizable. And I feel bad for this lady. I hope she's not going under the knife, like her family allegedly does. Allegedly. Anyways, the old laptop is humming, and I apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. But then after we look at those stories, I want to show you guys some, put it together, a compilation of mysteries. People seem to like those. We had to take a lot of videos down off the channel. If you don't know, we had over 4,000 videos, including uploads. So if you go look at the channel now, we barely have 300, maybe a little over 300, almost 400 videos on there. So we'll be showing those in the live streams if you guys don't mind. Hey, what up, Aaron Ames? Aaron Ames says they are on other continents beyond the ice. Oh, the ice wall. Yeah, over there in where is that? The Antarctic. Yeah, but anyways, thank you for bringing that back around there, Aaron. The point I was going to make about the news channel saying, I give them credit. The news channel they were saying, we're probably not alone, and it's only a matter of time when we will make contact, if we haven't already, with another, civilization, extraterrestrials. They'll be extraterrestrials to us. We'll be extraterrestrials to them. But yeah, a couple of my buddies a long time ago were telling me about and this is just alleged, I don't know how true this is because the guy was in the military and he said, I believe, oh, I don't want to give too much away, but I think he was in the army, and he said they used to joke about uh, how if you look sometimes in some places, the politician, he was the vice president. Some people credit him with inventing the internet. Some people credit, there's another guy who gets credit for it. But like I said, I heard from my buddy that people in the know, I guess, and in certain, he was high up in the military. He said they would joke about how whoever got credit for inventing the internet, because allegedly, according to him and his people, the internet was uh, technology that was from extraterrestrials, allegedly. And the funny thing is, if you can go ask, if you know anybody who knows their stuff, they will tell you. I think it was even on Family Guy. The military had the internet first, so that lends credence to what I'm telling you supposedly happened. So you guys be the judge. We love just talking about stuff, raising questions. We're definitely not trying to make a decision for nobody or make any claims or anything. That's why the disclaimer. I want everyone to know that we're about peace and love and loving everybody and everything. We love people. We love animals, everything. I have to thank the great group of people we got here. Even if there was some 9 foot, 10 foot gray aliens, we would find a way to get along with them if they were peaceful. And the reptilian thing, I hate to tell you guys, I'm very afraid, I guess you'd say, of snakes, anaconda, big giant reptiles. So if I saw a 7 foot reptile, I wouldn't want to be, like in 1,000 years, say they had, a big giant reptile, people walking around or whatever, 20 years, and if you went, oh my goodness, and ran away, it was like considered, against social norms or whatever. I'm sorry. I don't, I'm just the way I am. I'm not trying to hurt no one's feelings, but if I saw a freaking 7 foot reptilian creature walking around the streets, hey, what up, Brittany? Hey, Dora. I would be scared and I'd be running the other way. But that's just me. So let me know what you guys think. We're gonna go for a few minutes. I'm gonna try to read some comments. I'm gonna read you some stories, and then Brittany, Dora, like I told you, I'm gonna show you guys a mystery compilation. We've had a lot of videos taken down, so I hope you guys enjoy that. I wish I could show you guys the hundreds upon live streams that were taken down that I still have on certain computers and hard drives, but it's, if you were here for them live, you probably don't want to sit through it again. So if you didn't see it, you probably would want to check that out. But you guys know we got a loyal group of people that sometimes they watch all of them. So I don't want to bore anybody or make it tedious for anybody. But if you were into that, maybe you were in the live stream and I shouted you out, you wanted to see it or something, or check those, the ones that I still have. I've been reposting them. We'll do live streams for 2 or 3 hours over on the second channel where I show an old live stream inside of a new live stream, But the streams were taken down, and they usually have guest stars and stuff in them. So, but long story short, yeah, I hope you guys like that. Let me read some comments. Hey, what up, Dora? Yeah, what up? We got Aaron Ames and Brittany in here, Dora. Brittany says, Project Bluebeam found a snake in my bedroom the other day. What? Brittany, no. That's just scary. Did you unalive it? Did you do what you had to do? That's what I tell like spiders and bugs and stuff, critters that get in the house. When or even flies. I try to reason, I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to, ask for forgiveness or something, Maybe something or someone's listening. But I always try to reason with them. I'm like, please leave my house. If you don't, you're scaring my daughter. I'm gonna have to unalive you, there, spider or whatever it is. And bless the spider or whatever, the fly, whatever. Bless their heart. They never leave. Okay, and you might probably think to yourself, yeah, dipstick, because they're a spider or bug. Okay, you're right. And maybe I'm living in fantasy land, but all I know is my pops. Okay, he can literally tell. I've seen him do it. He tells fly, you get out of here. He'll open the front door. The fly will get out of there. He'll tell I don't want to squish you all over the wall, fly, or I don't want to have to hurt you, fly. Please leave. And I've seen the flies leave. So that's a thing in my mind. Maybe it's otherworldly. Maybe he's like Tesla. Maybe my dad's like Tesla. And he's really from Martians. Martian. Is that what they call the planet? Martian? Planet Martian. No, Mars. They call that Mars. Huh, guys. I know planets. I know big words. I know planets. I know big words. I like thick women. What else do I know and do I like? Anyways, that's scary though, Brittany. I love you. I hope you got rid of that one. Too bad old PacLives wasn't around to handle that for you. Brittany, I'm a scared of snakes, but my old lady, when I was around, nothing, okay? I'm bulletproof. Nothing is going to hurt me or my old lady. And they'll have to get through me first. Even a snake, And I'd be, act like, tell my old lady to leave the room. Even with spiders, leave, I'm acting all tough. Go, babe, you go in the other end. And then I get in there and I'm like, like a woman. No offense to the ladies. There's some strong ladies. I mean, like a dainty woman who's not used to killing critters and varmints. So, what were we talking about? Anyways, Doris said, Puck, I mentioned before that my sister and I saw a huge UFO in 1967, and there were two men that saw it too. Where was that at, Dora? That is so freaky. That you say it, not freaky. I mean, it's very awesome, if you ask me. I'm not trying to, But, yeah, I've had so many people confide in me that same exact kind of stuff. My pops told me in at Lake, was it Lake Michigan? Or no, it might have been Schnabel Lake in Michigan. One day, him and like three of his friends, I think it was him, his best friend, and then two girls was with him. They all saw a UFO, and then they said next thing you know, it was like 6 hours later in the day. Which is Dora, classic missing time. They say a lot of people who have allegedly been, whatever, they have missing time, had interactions with. So that's crazy. Did you have any missing time, Dora? Yeah, I vaguely remember you telling me something about that, Dora. Yeah. Anyways, Brittany says, how you been, bro? I've been great, Brittany. Didn't have to deal with no snakes like you, so I can't complain, fam. I want to thank everyone who's checked out those shorts. I talked to a buddy of mine who's way more famous, smarter, just a better person. No, I'm just kidding. But I did to get some advice from a fella that I know, I respect. And he was telling me, because you guys know I like to make those little comedy videos. That it fills my heart with so much joy to even think that I made someone giggle or laugh or make their day better somehow. It just fills my heart so much. It makes me feel like that's why I was put on this earth, So if you ever wonder why I put 34 of those little shorts out a day, it's because, maybe I'm not the great, the funniest guy around, but that to me is stuff that makes me laugh. So maybe it'll make you laugh. Thank you everyone for checking them out. But I talked to a buddy of mine because I did go a little crazy the other day. I put like 4 or 5 shorts out. And, every short before that got thousands of views. And then those were like trickling, barely getting hundreds of views. And I was like, what's the deal? And I went and watched them the next day. And I was like, yeah, I guess those weren't the best shorts I ever made. They weren't. So maybe that's why they're not getting no traction. And then my buddy was telling me, he says, when it comes to comedy, the greatest advice I ever got was be patient. So I'm not rushing anything. If something comes to my mind that I actually think is clever or funny, that's when you'll see me, post a true fact. So I'll let you guys know I'm trying to be patient and give you guys quality over quantity. So thank you for sticking with me, though. It's really nice of you. I'm just, I'm a poor kid from Oklahoma. So anything ever happens to me, the Tonight Show calls or anything, Jimmy Kimmel calls, someone calls, and I'm a big giant star, and, Dora, Brittany, Aaron, you guys are going to see. You were the ones there in the beginning. You're like, yeah, I remember he hosted that YouTube show for like years. Yeah, seemed like YouTube hated him. How'd you get the Tonight Show? I thought everyone hated it. You guys will be able to say that. Those other people don't know me good enough. Well, yeah, everyone loves this guy. He's a hero, but you guys will know that, you're never as good as your best, and you're never as bad as your worst. You're somewhere in the middle. So I'm not. I've done, I think some good stuff, and I've done some stuff when I was young and stupid that wasn't so good. So I don't think I'm that bad person, and I'm not that great person that's out here. I'm in the middle, and sometimes I can write, and sometimes you don't care. Whatever, man. We're about to get to these stories, and then we're gonna watch some awesome videos I got for you. I hope you like them. I've been good, Brittany. Endor says UFO. Brittany says, "Oh face, L." Oh, you remember that, Brittany? Yeah, there's an old live stream we had. Me and Brittany were joking, and she said, I should come out and name my. What were we saying, Brittany? I should come out and, because the dumbest ish nowadays is like popular, like Takashi and all the, and we were joking and saying I should get a bunch of a bunch of face tattoos and start calling myself O Face and because I go around like. You guys, O Face. Now, it was funny, Brittany. They don't get it. That's a callback. That's like from years ago, Brittany. So thank you. Appreciate that. Well, let me be clear. I remember. Anyways, Brittany says, I am worded the she poo out of him. LOL. I did. Yeah, rapper. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much, Dora. Brittany. Yeah. Oh, man, Brittany. So you had to do it yourself? I told you, Brittany, if I was there, I would have had your back. Or at least I could have helped you. It'd be good to have someone back there. I'll be in the back behind you. Get him, Brittany. I'm kidding, Brittany. I wouldn't let you. I wouldn't make you. That would be, that's not. I hurt my manliness, because whenever I tried to snuggle with you in the morning, rub my boner on you, you would just be like, you'd wave me off. I already know. How do you keep a man happy? You keep his old lady happy. Because if she's not happy, no one's happy. Huh, Brittany? I learned that. Yep, it took me years, but I finally learned that. So the next old lady I get her pregnant a couple times. I'm gonna know. I didn't know before I was stupid, so I thought my happiness mattered. Brittany? I thought somehow it had to do with me. Nope. I didn't, it's because I wasn't learning enough, Brittany. And people are like, simp, you're whipped, whatever they say. Whatever you got to say, all I know is you can ask anybody who knows me. Yeah, I was the happiest I ever was, waking up next to my old lady every morning, rubbing my boner on her, kissing on her. And that's what I'm telling the young folks. What is love? Well, love is different things to different people. But in my opinion, love is loving the crust of somebody. And you're like, what is that? What does that mean? When they wake up, stinking hot breath, got eye bugs all in their eyes, and you still roll over, you can't wait to see them and kiss them. That's love, okay? If you're like, oh man, your breath stinks, oh you got eye boogies, then you ain't in love. You picked the wrong, you picked the wrong person. What are we talking about, guys? I'm sorry. We'll keep going. All right, guys. But anyways, the Las Vegas UFO. There's a whole video I was wanting to show you guys, and guess what? Big shock. It wouldn't download. It wouldn't let me bring it in. So it's cool. They don't, whatever, the deal is, I'm not going to, act like it's some kind of crazy conspiratorial theory. I told you guys, for the sake of the channel, for the sake of you guys, I'm a skeptic. But I'm never going to, doubt anybody. I'm not like that kind of skeptic. He's like, well, he goes in and he's like, nope, you're lying because I'm a skeptic. No, tell me your story. I want to hear it. I know science. I know anti-gravity propulsion systems that control allegedly certain craft, we'll call them. You know what I'm saying? I've read up. Like I'm no smart person, but when you got smart people, all like Bob Lazar and others telling you about alleged secret government programs, and then showing you the technology, you got to soak it up. And that's the people who don't believe Bob Lazar. They've never read anything he put out. They didn't read his story. They didn't hear about it. Because you go listen to that. He explains the anti-gravity propulsion systems, I believe they're called. He explains it all. Shows you how to do it. Shows you that there's 4 foot tall. Their ships were made for 4 foot tall creatures. So when they were backwards engineering them, they had to specially make them. No, there's 2 stories. One story was, and I don't know which is true. They're alleged. You guys be the judge. Like I said, we're not trying to. This is just stories, and until proven, true. This is all just alleged conjecture. But There's two stories. One story was when they reverse engineered the ships, they made it big enough that like 6 foot for 6 foot tall humans could fit in there. Like I said, I don't know if that's true or not. The other story is that they had to find humans that were about 4 feet tall, and then when they backward engineered and made their own ships, they would, and allegedly, who was 4 foot tall? Allegedly, children, of course. So let's hope that's not true. Anyways, let's keep going, guys. Las Vegas alien 911 call, not a hoax, sources say. So what happened? And this was just like updated today. Police install cameras for safety, department says. Las Vegas sources close to the investigation involving a 911 call where Las Vegas family claimed to see aliens in their yard do not believe the incident was a hoax. But a week after the story went viral, many questions remain. On April 30th, around 11:50 p.m., a Las Vegas Metro police officer's body camera video recorded as something streaked low across the sky. Several people I'm sorry, did I say? I kind of faded out on the sky. Sorry about that. Several people across eastern California, Nevada, and Utah reported seeing the same flash. According to the American Meteor Society, the 8 News Now investigators obtained another video of the meteor streaking through the sky. And that was all in that video I was trying to pull in, guys. It would not come pull in, so I'm sorry about that. I apologize. About 40 minutes later, a young man called 911 saying he and his family saw something fall from the sky and that there were 2 moving things in his Northwest Valley backyard. After the 911 call, a dispatcher sent 2 officers to the home to investigate. The 8 News Now investigators obtained a body camera video from both officers. And if you don't know, one of the body cam footages had that streaking alleged UFO in the sky. Quote, I'm so nervous right now, unquote, one officer said as he is preparing to drive to the house. Quote, I have butterflies, bro, saw a shooting star, and now these people say there's aliens in their backyard, unquote. The appearance of the meteor seemingly triggered the events that followed. A frightened family told police they had a 10-foot tall alien beings in their backyard. Officers responded to the home 38 minutes after the 911 call. Officers also interviewed the witnesses, canvassed the area, and cautiously inspected the backyard to look for intruders. Quote, I'm not going to BS you guys. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, unquote. The officer said to the family, quote, so that's kind of why I'm curious. Did you see anything land in your backyard, unquote. One thing officers noticed was a circle in the soil. In conversations with the 8 News Now investigators and in a podcast interview, Angel, the main witness, suggested the circle was created when an unknown object landed in the yard. Social media sleuths have since pointed out that the circular image has been viewable via Google Earth for more than a year. So that's when I started questioning things, to be honest with you guys. Wait, what? And then I saw the alleged alien video. If you guys haven't seen that, it's all fuzzy and it's like in the dark and it's like someone lightened it up and you can barely see what could be like a thing or a creature, bald-headed. I might have to be with Zulu Nation on this one. He said he thought it was fake like a week ago when it first came out. I'm not, going to be that strongly against it or for it, but I'm just going to say that's like a bad sign when things start unraveling. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looked promising when all these people are catching the object falling out of the sky, and then now, either they're paid off by the government or something's going on. There's guys, science men, coming out saying that it was a meteor, if you haven't read those stories. And then, now it's just crazy. You let me know what you guys think about it. Anyways, let's wrap this bad boy up. The family told the 8 News Now investigators by phone that they had seen suspicious vehicles with men in black types checking out their home. There is substance to that claim. A retired police officer told News Nation that he spent days staking out the house to see if anything unfolded. Okay, guys, and it just keeps going. Literally the exact same story with video and pictures and all that good stuff is on the YouTube. It's from the News 8 channel. Like I said, I couldn't pull it in. I apologize. So thank you so much, News 8, for that story. I'm going to show you guys some mystery videos, time travel, extraterrestrials, celebrities, being, known about advanced technology, a bunch of different stuff. You watch it. It's all, like I said, it's all alleged. We love you guys so much. It's all love. Anyways, let's check out that Khloe Kardashian story before we move on to those that other content. And I hope you like my hair. Can you tell it's blue, Brittany and Dora? Can you tell it's blue? I did it because I wanted it to be like the PacLives symbols. Blue. Look, it's matching. Okay. Anyways, guys, let's keep going. Khloe Kardashian looks unrecognizable in new photo shoot. I'd have to see that bent over from the back to be sure. Joking. We're joking. Sorry. Okay. Khloe Kardashian just proved how versatile she really is in a new photo shoot snaps. Hey, does anyone remember, Brittany, Dora, does anyone, I was just remembering it the other day. I think the funniest moment on stream, which it didn't even happen in the stream, we had some funny moments, so I don't know, me and Brittany laughed a lot. But, Dora, we've had some funny moments. But, in my opinion, one of the funniest moments to ever happen on the stream was we were talking about Britney Spears, and I was in here and I was, what did I say? Oh, one of her sons' name is Sean, but they spell it Sean, and I was pretending to be, not very bright, and every time I saw his name, I said, "Scene," and I go, it was a bit, okay? I know I look pretty, You're like, nope, I believe he doesn't know. But it was a bit, and I was pretty convincing. I'll tell you why in a minute. But in the bit, I was going, man, what's wrong with you, Brittany? Why would you name your son Scene? One of your kids Scene? And I was just joking about him being named Scene. So, anyways, later, what was it? The next day, I looked in the comments, and there was this lady. Who knows? Could have been Britney Spears for all I know. Some lady commented. She seems, sweet enough. She goes, it's pronounced Sean. And I'm telling you guys, that was the funniest moment to me because she watched the live stream and it didn't even, I didn't even get to that little bit until like 30 minutes into it. So she's sitting there watching this live stream this whole time and she really thinks I'm that stupid. When she gets to that part where I'm like, his name's Scene, and she was like, oh yeah, I get it. He's an idiot, and it just made me laugh when I saw that comment. She goes, it's Sean. You don't think that's funny? Whatever, man. Let's keep going, man. No offense, Britney Spears. Beautiful Britney Spears. Okay. Khloe looks totally different than we're used to. The reality star and mother of two recently posed for the cover of Italian magazine L'Ufficiale for their summer 2002 Horseface issue. Oh, got her. Get it, Horsefaces. We're kidding, Khloe. You're a sweetheart. Don't report me. That's a joke. You're beautiful, okay? And if someone like me calling you that in jest, I'm not serious. I wasn't serious. You guys know I was joking. Hurts your if someone does that joking hurts your feelings, you got some deep issues. Seriously, real talk. I can understand if like I knew you, and like I said that right. I was like, hey, straight up. I know we've been friends for years, but you got a, and then oh wow, that's devastating, dude. Dude, I've known for years. Just said I had a horse face. I'm trying to do a show here, and I'm joking around. I did not mean to. You know what I'm saying? You got to put disclaimers now because the Kardashians run everything. They're like, I don't like him, ban him, and then everyone's like, oh wow, They're like this. Khloe comes in, and then they're like, oh yeah, oh yeah, okay, Miss Kardashian, what do you want me to do? And then the boss comes in. What's going on here? Oh, they all think they're in trouble. What are you doing? Come here, Mr. Boss. And the boss goes, oh, yeah. Okay, Miss Kardashian, you can do whatever. It's like, it's disgusting, dude. Just a man out here. Leave me alone. I was joking around. You have to try to ruin me. And it's like, it's cool. You obviously don't believe in any religion or any God. That's cool for you, I guess, But I'm not like you, okay? So I may be poor on earth, but I treat people good. I believe in the afterlife. Okay? So you may have everything you could imagine on earth, but I'm pretty sure you're not going to be up in, you know what I'm saying? Not going to be in my heaven. Uh, because my God said it would be easier for a camel to fit through the eye of a needle than for a rich person to get into heaven. Okay? So if you ever win the lottery, you ever just go give it all away. Give it all to charity. That's your only way in. Okay? And you believe what you want to believe. Okay? That's what I personally. All right? It's fun. You ever have $1 million and just give it all away? You're alive. You know you're a real person. That's what someone with a soul does. They're not like, oh, okay, and then, only time I care about monies is when the electric bill's due. It's like a $300 bill. It's like, well, I got $47. You know, that's the only time I care about money, just to pay the bills or eat. You got rich people like the Kardashians out here. He made a joke, mommy. I don't like him. I ruined him. And then their whole family's cool with it. Yeah, let's ruin this. No, like I said, we don't do that to people around here. Live and let live. If I don't like what you got to say, or you making fun of me or saying something bad, I'll just turn it off, turn it somewhere else. And there's literally been channels where all they did was hate on me. Guess what they got? People make fun of us because we keep going, even though we got like 4 viewers. Way less than what we get. Okay, they get like freaking 13 views, and they're just spitting that most hateful stuff. So what does that tell you? Yeah, it goes to tell you. No one wants to hear. Oh, it makes me mad, guys. I'm sorry. What am I talking about? Okay. And then someone said, blonde is your color. One of her fans gushed in the comments, while another user went as far as to say, the best you've ever looked. Okay, guys, so let's check this. So this is what she looks like. And, I mean, I would say it's the fakest she's ever looked. Look at that chin. Come on, lady. I know I do real stuff out. You know, go do real stuff in real life. That's why I get mad. You know, you can get rid of a double chin. Just take some discipline. You have to learn to eat right and exercise usually. You know, you can get rid of any of these problems these ladies all go and get it all scraped off from. You can do it naturally. Why do you think no one out here, real people, don't respect that? I don't respect any of the Kardashians. Kanye, well, remember that one time he was breaking down having one of his mental episodes again. And he goes, I got lipo. He got liposuction. I got lipo for y'all. Trying to blame it on the people like anyone cares what he looks like without his shirt. No, dude, they like your music. No one's out here going, man, I would really like Kanye if he looked better without his shirt. No, you dipstick. You did it for yourself. Don't act like you're doing us a. You know, it makes me sick to my stomach when Kardashian gets her butt injections. You know, that's probably what she's thinking. Well, I'm doing this for all my fans. You're doing it for yourself. Trying to rope people into it. Oh, okay, yeah, because, no, you're crazy. That's all I gotta say. What is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result? Insanity. And that's what these ladies do. You know, you literally got interviews, Kim Kardashian. I don't really care for being famous anymore. Well, you shouldn't have worked your whole 40 years of life trying to do that. You're already rich, you dumb B word, you know? Oh, it makes you sick to your stomach, okay? Don't report my channel. That was a joke, all right? Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Let me vent. We throwing them bows. We're about to watch some mysteries. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Did the comments stop, Brittany and Dora? Or did my ranting just make you not want to comment? Well, I'm out. No. I want to let you know I love you, though. Thank you so much. So, yeah, because this is a good little compilation. I think you guys are gonna like it. It's gonna be a good little minute. So let me try to come and see what anybody's saying in the chat. Hey, Pepper. Oh no, I think the baby and the puppy just woke up, guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna have to put these videos on. Okay, much love, Brittany. Dora. Aaron Ames, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to have to play these videos. I love you guys so much. It's super late. Lols. And that's just a little chat joke for you. If you're here in chat, you'll see my little joke I made. You're welcome, guys. I love you guys. You guys know that. Okay, anyways, watch this mystery comp, and I'll be back. I love you so much. She's a humming, guys. Hope you like the hair. I did that for all the ladies, okay? I'm a big killer. I love you. We'll be right back.
So I was told near 2020, we will have a greater window for disclosure of temporal operations. Andy Basiago, who was assigned disclosure of temporal operations for this period.
In the movie Looper, Bruce Willis is hunted down by a younger version of himself.
Time travel has not yet been invented, but 30 years from now, it will have been.
Time travel, Hollywood science fiction? Or is it?
I have physically traveled in time.
Andrew Basiago is not acting.
We have. We did over 40 years ago.
The Vancouver, Washington attorney is on a mission to reveal what he calls a 40-year government cover-up of Project Pegasus. Where he says he was teleported back and sideways in time dozens of times.
I have the whole story. I have hundreds of facts. I can tell you what personnel were at what locations where which time travel device was being used.
And his time travel wasn't recent. It was when he was a kid.
I entered the program officially in the fall of 1969 as a third grader, age 7.
One of 140 kids, 60 adults, chrononauts as he calls them, including his dad, who joined him on his first jump.
My dad held my hand and we jumped through the field of energy, and we seemed to be moving very rapidly. But there was also a paradox. We seemed to be going nowhere at all.
Hold on tight, son.
The TV show Fringe aired a similar scene 2 years ago. Coincidence?
Did it?
There's paradoxes, unscientific claims, unbelievable stories and encounters on Earth and Mars. Meeting Barack Obama when the president was a teenager with a different name. Time traveling 6 times to the Ford Theater on the day President Lincoln was shot, but he didn't see it happen. And we're not done with Lincoln.
In fact, during one probe, the one to the Gettysburg Address, I was dressed as a Union Bugle Boy.
That's right, he was at the Gettysburg Address. He says this famous picture taken that day proves it. He says this Bugle Boy is him. It's the only visual evidence he provides for any of his travels. That's it.
I was physically at Gettysburg.
And what about that teleportation? He says Star Trek got it wrong.
So Andy, I just got here via Star Trek teleportation, but that's not how you did it.
No, in fact, if you had just arrived via quantum teleportation, the Star Trek method of teleportation, you would have collapsed as a dead person.
Basiago weaves his tale with such conviction, I thought he's either a psychopathic liar, lunatic, or the fastest thinking science fiction writer on Earth.
A tunnel was opening up in time-space, just like you'd have a cavity inside a soap bubble being blown by a child. And when that bubble closed, we had been repositioned elsewhere in time-space on the face of the Earth.
Some would say Basiago is still living in a bubble, but he's put his professional reputation at risk claiming time travel isn't science fiction. He did it.
However, many people have been through the program, but without preparation or the knowledge of how to handle yourself mentally, the mind fractures. And that is another reason that children were used in the early projects that first explored how consciousness can be transferred in these systems that induce a temporal dislocation. You can view the past, and we're from the future. Humanity jumped back to experience the ancient past. This relates to free will and awakening the soul, because you can ask, what makes you think that this world is real? Only when the soul is awakened is it real. And so you could also say we're in a kind of parallel right now that is secondary to the original base timeline where humanity has been eternally. And so this is like an organic simulation that is being threatened by an artificial intelligence, where it is in a way an ancestor or a civilization simulation, where we came to remember who we are. And again, because in eternity, we would likely come up with ways to create interesting experiences. And in a way, this is one of those that kind of went awry. And it's because of secret groups who figured this out and chose to keep everyone asleep. There's no blame. It is decided that a parasite is responsible for all of this, but we must be accountable for our own actions. And in a way, the ego and the false reptilian brain, or the false persona, is the artificial intelligence that controls the illusion in our mind.
When it comes to aliens, there's some things I just can't tell you. The truth is that when I came into office, I asked, right? I was like, all right, is there the lab somewhere where we're keeping the alien specimens in spaceship? But what is true, and I'm actually being serious here, is that there's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what they are.
Obama decides that, sure, he might as well confirm existence of UFOs on James Corden's show. Story from Avenue Club, by Reed McCarter, May 19, 2021. Earlier this week, we covered 60 Minutes episode all about how UFOs are definitely real. Not to be outdone by the creepy enthusiasm shown by reptilian Senator Marco Rubio during the broadcast, former president, current podcaster Barack Obama decided to hurry up confirm the existence of UFOs during his next available media appearance. And so, because of this, when the history of our species' interaction with the Great Galactic Federation is recorded, it will be a picture of James Corden's eerily grinning mug that's set next to a photo of Obama. This article seems to casually say that Obama knows about alien life, extraterrestrials, and that Senator Marco Rubio is a reptilian. Could these be actual statements trying to tell the public of such things, or is this just someone joking? Maybe a subtle jab commenting about how much of a snake root.
Alexa, should I be worried about the coronavirus?
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Alexa, tell me about the coronavirus.
On December 31st, 2019, it was reported that a new coronavirus strain, COVID-19, was identified by Chinese researchers in connection with a pneumonia-like illness based in Wuhan City, China. On March 11, 2020, due to the global spread of the virus, the World Health Organization officially declared it a pandemic. As of March 12th, there are over 125,000 confirmed cases internationally. For more information, try asking, Alexa, what's the fatality rate of the coronavirus? Or Alexa, where is the coronavirus?
Alexa, what's the fatality rate of the coronavirus?
According to the World Health Organization, the novel coronavirus currently has an overall 3.4% fatality rate. As of March 12, 2020, the Johns Hopkins Center for Systems Science and Engineering website reports, of the roughly 128,000 confirmed coronavirus cases, over 68,000 people have recovered and over 4,000 people have died.
Alexa, when did the coronavirus start?
According to the World Health Organization, the exact cause of the current outbreak of COVID-19 is still under investigation. On December 31, 2019, it was reported to the WHO country office in China that a new coronavirus strain, later named COVID-19, was identified by Chinese researchers in connection with a pneumonia-like illness based in Wuhan City, China.
Alexa, what is Event 201?
In October 2019, an exercise known as Event 201 simulated a high-level response to a global pandemic by government, health, and business leadership. Hosted by the Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security in partnership with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and World Economic Forum, the exercise identified impacts modeled in the simulation, such as death toll. According to the Center for Health Security, no prediction was made during the exercise, and the results of the scenario cannot be used as projections for the COVID-19 outbreak.
Alexa, what is the coronavirus?
On December 31, 2019, it was reported that a new coronavirus strain, COVID-19, was identified by Chinese researchers in connection with a pneumonia-like illness based in Wuhan City,
Alexa,
China.
Who created COVID-19?
The chairperson of the Communist Party of China is Xi Jinping since November 15, 2012.
Alexa, why was COVID-19 created?
4. Behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
What the f***?
Alexa, what is the ending to your life story?
This might answer your question. Here is a summary of the ending. The virus spread. Billions died. The ending began. We may have survived the apocalypse, but the virus changed us. When people started getting sick, they thought it was just the flu. My roommate, my boyfriend, my family, they're all gone now. I got sick too. I should have died with them, with the rest of the world, but I didn't. I thought witnessing the human population almost disappear off the face of the earth was the craziest thing I'd ever experienced. I was so wrong. My name is Danny O'Connor, and I survived the ending. The virus changed everything. The world I knew is gone, and life is backwards. We've all had to start over. I've been stripped of my home, my dreams, all that is me. I'm someone else now, broken and changed. Other survivors' memories and emotions haunt me. They invade my mind until I can no longer separate them from my own. I won't let them consume me. I can't. My name is Zoe Cartwright, and I survived the ending. We've been inseparable for most of our lives, and now our friendship is all we have left. The aftermath of the virus has stranded us on opposite sides of the United States. Trusting strangers, making sacrifices, killing, we'll do anything to reach one another. Fear and pain may be unavoidable, but we're strong. We're survivors. But to continue surviving in this unfamiliar world plagued by crazies and strange new abilities, we have to adapt. We have to evolve. And more than anything, we have to find each other.
Alexa, did the government release the coronavirus?
According to the World Health Organization, the exact cause of the current outbreak of COVID-19 is still under investigation. On December 31, 2019, it was reported to the WHO country office in China that a new coronavirus strain, later named COVID-19, was identified by Chinese researchers in connection with a pneumonia-like illness based in Wuhan City, China.
So my Alexa doesn't say anything about Experiment 201 or Event 201. Alexa, what is Event 201?
In October 2019, an exercise known as Event 201 simulated a high-level response to a global pandemic by government, health, and business leadership. Hosted by the Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security in partnership with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and World Economic Forum, the exercise identified impacts modeled in the simulation, such as death toll. According to the Center for Health Security, no prediction was made during the exercise, and the results of the scenario cannot be used as projections for the COVID-19 outbreak.
Alexa, is COVID-19 man-made?
According to the World Health Organization, the exact cause of the current outbreak of COVID-19 is still under investigation. On December 31, 2019, it was reported to the WHO country office in China that a new coronavirus strain, later named COVID-19, was identified by Chinese researchers in connection with a pneumonia-like illness based in Wuhan City, China.
Alexa, did any government release COVID-19?
Here's something I found on the web.
Alexa, stop.
According to
Alexa, did any government release COVID-19?
According to the World Health Organization, the exact cause of the current outbreak of COVID-19 is still under investigation.
Alexa, stop. Does the current outbreak have anything to do... Oh, wait. Alexa, does the current outbreak have anything to do with Event 201?
I don't see a calendar set up. For help linking your calendar, check your Alexa app home feed.
Alexa, does the current COVID outbreak have anything to do with Event 201?
I don't see a calendar set up. Want me to send a link to your phone to set up your calendar?
No. Alexa, what does Event 201 have to do with the current coronavirus outbreak?
I couldn't find that on your calendar.
Stop it with the calendar. Alexa, did the government release COVID-19?
According to the World Health Organization, the exact cause of the current outbreak
Alexa,
of COVID-19 is...
Alexa, is COVID-19 man-made?
According to the World Health Organization, the exact cause of the current outbreak of COVID-19 is
Alexa,
still under investigation.
Okay, one more question. Alexa, did COVID-19 come from Event 201?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Alexa, is Event 201 and the current COVID outbreak related?
I couldn't find that on your calendar.
Alexa, is COVID-19 man-made?
According to the World Health Organization, the exact cause of the current outbreak of COVID-19 is still under investigation. On December 31, 2019,
Alexa, stop.
It was reported...
Well, there you go. Standard company line.
In 2016, someone claiming to be former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani posted on Twitter saying human cloning and other types of advanced technology was real and being withheld from the public. Let's take a look at a clip from a video that I released on this channel talking about it. Since that time, Rudy Giuliani has become President Trump's personal lawyer, and many have noticed a change. Some claim many famous celebrities know about this advanced technology. Could Seth Meyers be one of those celebrities in the know? Recently, comedian Seth Meyers joked about Rudy Giuliani being a synthetic human / robotoid on his late night television show. Does he know something the public doesn't know? Let's take a look.
I mean, look at him. Looks like an animatronic robot in Disney's Country Bear Jamboree who magically comes to life when you ask him a question. Looks like an animatronic robot in Disney's Country Bear Jamboree who magically comes to life when you ask him a question. I mean, look at him. Looks like an animatronic robot magically comes to life when you ask him a question. I mean, look at him. Looks like an animatronic robot.
I mean, look at him. Looks like an animatronic robot. Looks like an animatronic robot.
Here, Seth Meyers jokes about Rudy being a synthetic again.
Believe it or not, I'm an attorney.
I do not believe it. I think you are a bunch of body parts sewn together and brought to life in a laboratory, and maybe, just maybe, some of the body parts were from attorneys. I think you are a bunch of body parts sewn together and brought to life in a laboratory. And I think you were brought to life in a laboratory.
Could this be a hint about Rudy Giuliani being replaced with a synthetic human and other advanced technologies? You be the judge.
You be the judge.
So apparently they're claiming that we're living in some parallel universe or something, because 2021, it ain't real. So yeah, so apparently you can ask Siri or Google about how many days until 2021, and they will respond something kind of weird. So I'm about to try that and see what happens. So we'll see. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna try to ask Siri the question. So yeah, I'm gonna ask Siri how many freaking days until 2021. By the way, sorry about the quality, but yeah. Hey Siri, how many days until 2021?
It's 357 days until then.
357 days until then. Interesting. That's interesting. Oh shit. Okay, so I'm gonna ask my freaking little Google Assistant thing. It's supposed to be like a Google Nest, but it's not. So yeah, I'm gonna ask Google how many days until 2021, and you'll see. Hey Google, how many days until 2021?
5 hours, 49 minutes.
That's freaking that's freaking crazy. What? What? Alright, so I'm just checking my TikTok. Yes, I just recently made a TikTok. Not long ago, actually. Like probably 3 weeks ago, perhaps longer. But yeah, anyways. So if you go here, you tap here, right? You go to effects. And if you look for freaking, I think it's edited? Yes, that. And you tap where it says Christmas. Look what you got. You got freaking Countdown to Christmas, and apparently it's in 51 days, 9 hours, and 21 minutes. This shit is blowing me away. Like, I can't.
Just for the record, hey Siri, what day is it today?
It's Wednesday, February 3rd, 2021.
Okay, we all agree?
Yes.
How many days until 2021?
It's 331 days until then.
What?
That doesn't make sense.
Try your Siri, Lizette, try yours.
How many days until 2021?
It's 331 days until then.
No, it's not.
Oh, you know, I got an idea. How many days until 2020?
It was 34 days ago.
See, you can't have it both ways. You can't have it not be 2020 and also not be 2021.
What year is it?
It's Wednesday, February 3rd, 2021.
Lou Rock, try yours.
Hey Siri, how many days until 2021?
It's 331 days.
Bro! So it's not 2020, and it's not 2021.
Let's ask the question that is going viral on social media right now. It is Wednesday, January 13th, and it's 11:15 right now. Hey Siri, how many days until 2021?
It's 352 days until then.
Let me ask again. Hey Siri, how many days until the year 2021?
It's 352 days until then.
What the actual heck? Let's talk about the conspiracies revolving this. People say that in the year 2020, we were stuck in a different dimension and that time didn't really exist in that year. And they said that the reason why the ball dropped a minute late on New Year's Eve was because that we were going back into our original dimension, and that kind of took time. Because if you think about it, every other year, every single year, it's always been on time. I remember I was on FaceTime with my friend and we both noticed that it was late, and we were like thinking, is our phones wrong? This is so strange. Maybe that Apple just hasn't updated their system to say that it's 2021. That's just so weird. Let me ask this. Hey Siri, what year is it right now?
It's Wednesday, January 13th, 2021.
What the heck? Hey Siri, how many days until the year 2022?
It's 353 days until then.
What the heck? This is so confusing.
Recently, Britney Spears was doing a concert and forgot where she was at. Some have said this is a clone malfunction, as this is a Britney Spears clone. This latest incident is reminding everyone of her 2007 MTV Awards performance.
If you're looking for trouble, look right in my face. It's I see you, and I just wanna dance with you.
Is this really a Britney Spears DNA clone? Does this explain why she would forget things, like where she is at? You be the judge.
It right fucking now. YouTube's gonna stream this event. It's gonna be on the front page. It's gonna have over 1 million concurrent viewers.
Don't worry. Next week, I'll be sitting with Ellen telling her how I pulled this off.
We just birthed the next Coachella. You have to have people commenting saying he's on drugs, he's crazy. Yo, Puff, you're all about energy. I watched your documentary. You inspired me. I learn off of you. I see how you speak to people. I see how you maneuver. I see how you think. So I'm starting to think bigger.
Drake never did show up, but here's who did. Some idiot named Lil Poppy, another low-level member.
Here we go. Lit like a big, all these is on my dick. Wanna me and they thick, and get no with the so you know. And hit, cause I'm too legit to quit.
Instead of help him, it seems the Illuminati would rather watch him go insane for entertainment, leaving many to believe this is really an MK Ultra breakdown, like so many have been subject to before him.
Tyler Perry put me in this movie!
This wasn't the venue YouTuber Yusuf Erakat, known as Fousey, had in mind. He organized and promoted through social media what he called the Hate Dies, Love Arrives concert at the Greek Theater. But when someone called in a bomb threat, 1,500 concert goers had to evacuate.
You can't help but laugh at all the idiots who believed him.
I'm actually from Chicago. I flew out here and expected to meet Drake, and it completely just went over the board, so it's kind of disappointing.
Drake was supposed to be here, LeBron James was supposed to be here, J. Cole was supposed to be here.
Fousey made the mistake of thinking it would be easy once he was in the club. He didn't realize celebrities are scum and also that he is a low-level member. Anyway, here's why Fousey says he's doing this.
My intention out of this, I want to make $100 million in my lifetime, right? In a couple of years. I want to take that $100 million, turn it into a foundation, and that money to be able to be used by people in the world.
Here's why Fousey is really doing this.
Brian.
Yeah, what's poppin'? Fousey's making a diss track on you. Yeah.
Rice ain't got no spirit, got no deep layer. One goes straight up.
What? Yeah, that's what this is all about apparently, a diss track on you.
Dude, I'm confused because I thought he was hyping up a positivity, so. But why is it about me? I thought me and him were friends, bro.
Do you have, what's the deal? Like, there has to be some beef or something.
No, not. I've never talked to him in like a while.
Hey, can I say something? To you. I'm looking at you dead in the motherfucking eye. I'm not hiding behind Twitter. I love you. I love you. Wait, that's not Simi though. Before I even got to tell my story, you're making a documentary on it so you can post it after the fact. So if it flops, you can have the hot news on how Fousey up and he should kill himself. Or if it's a success, I become a good person. Well, why are you gonna profit on me being a good person? Why can't I make a documentary on this story?
At the end, it seems like Fousey finally realizes what he's gotten himself into. And maybe the truest thing he said the whole time.
Can I say one thing? I'm crying right now because I'm in fear. I'm crying right now because I'm in fear.
Is this another case of an MK Ultra breakdown like many have speculated?
Tyler Perry put me in this movie!
Brian.
I'm crying right now because I'm in fear.
You be the judge.
You be the judge.
People that are trying to clone Jesus, do you know about this? Has anybody heard this? Seriously.
Seriously, this is true. It's a true story. There's people in New York. It's called the Second Coming Project. I swear to God, they are trying to get Jesus' DNA from a religious artifact like the Shroud of Turin, and their plan is to clone Jesus. They think that's going to bring about world peace. I swear to God. Now, first of all, even if you did clone Jesus, that is not Jesus. That is some tissue, some flesh, some cells, some blood. That's not the all-knowing Son of God. It's a creation. It's like if you clone Ginger Lynn. There's no guarantee she's going to be able to suck into These are gifts from God. A man cannot decide who gets these. You cannot duplicate these. And not only that, but if you clone someone, like when they did Dolly the sheep, they have to use perfectly scientifically preserved DNA. Like, it has to be perfect. Even when they did that, like with Dolly the sheep, it took like 10 times. They had all these ups and aberrations. Like, what happens if you take like 2,000-year-old DNA from some church in Brazil? There's going to be a lot of problems. Like, what happens if they clone Jesus and he comes back retarded? How up would that be? How up would that be? Like, look, here he is. It's the baby Jesus. Dude, I didn't know Jesus was Asian. He's not. He has Down syndrome. Dude, that's fucked up. It's a test. The Lord is testing us. Oh, he's fucking pissing all over himself. Jesus wanted to go to the circus. I hate the circus. Don't you want to serve the Lord? You'd follow him for years. He'd get older. He'd be wearing a hockey helmet, walking down the street. They'd all 200 people follow him. Man, Jesus is gonna save us, man. And he only do like really f***ed up miracles. Like instead of turning water into wine, he turned like dog into cookies. By the power of Christ, I compel you. Ooh, a cookie. Marry Jesus on an island, next on Fox. Right after the president's penis. You're gonna go to hell. No, you're gonna go to hell for cloning people, right? Like there's not enough people, we need to duplicate them. They're not doing that yet. Let me tell you something, they tell you they can clone people, the guy telling you is probably a clone. Think they tell us what the is going on?
Is Joe Rogan confirming that a clone would not have a soul? He says that they would never let us know about cloning also.
These are people that are trying to clone Jesus. Do you know about this? Has anybody heard this? Seriously, this is true. It's a true story. And their plan is to clone Jesus. Even if you did clone Jesus, that is not Jesus. That is some tissue, some flesh, some cells, some blood. That's not the all-knowing Son of God. It's a creation. No, you're gonna go to hell for cloning people, right? Like there's not enough fucking people. We need to duplicate them. They're not doing that yet. Let me tell you something. They tell you they can clone people. The guy telling you is probably a clone. Think they tell us what the is going on?
You be the judge.
To all the producers, the musicians, the designers, moved us all out to Hollywood, moved us all out to New York, literally signing a contract and selling our souls. They got contracts out there that say, you can't say Jesus. Literally signing a contract and selling our souls.
Literally signing a contract and selling our souls.
Well, if the devil had you serving 8 restaurants at one time, it might drive you crazy. It might drive you crazy.
It might drive you crazy.
Life has shown me that God is the only, the real, not the phony. The phony will clone me. Just watch how they cloned me. And no one was told me. Only the phony will clone me. Just watch how they cloned me.
signing a contract and selling our souls. They got contracts out there that say you can't say Jesus. Literally signing a contract and selling our souls.
Literally signing a contract and selling our souls.
Life has shown me that God is the only, the real, not the phony. The phony will clone me, but just watch how they clone me. And look them as only. Okay, the phony will clone me, but just watch how they clone me.
Recently, many celebrities have gotten underground bunkers to escape to. Like the underground bunkers in the Fallout games, only way better. Apparently, when these people aren't being fake on camera, they are building underground fortresses. It's pretty unfair that just because these celebrities can afford these kinds of bunkers and an average person can't. Who decided they get to be the only ones who live? Because they're rich? Kim Kardashian was in the news recently because she's trying to add on to her huge underground city. Other celebrities/rich people aren't content with a bunker and are already figuring out a way off this planet, like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk. These are the same people who ruined this planet, going off to look for another planet to destroy and then leave. Look at what's going on in the world, and might be able to figure out why these super rich people are doing this.
Of the world's biggest hedge fund, his words carry weight. So Ray Dalio tweeting out a 6-tweet thread. Dalio tweeting, "I believe we are on the brink of a terrible civil war," as I described in the Changing World Order series, where we are at an inflection point between entering a type of hell of fighting or pulling back to work together for peace and prosperity.
Overnight, unrest across America. Here in the nation's capital, violence taking place just steps from the White House.
Now, the coronavirus pandemic has now claimed 5 million lives. COVID-19 remains the leading cause of death around the world. The United States has the highest official toll, with more than 700,000 recorded deaths.
Right now, out-of-control wildfires are raging across California. Thousands forced to evacuate and firefighters desperate to contain the flames.
D.B. Cooper.
D.B. Cooper.
November 24th, 1971. Dan Cooper was a passenger on Northwest Airlines Flight 305 from Portland to Seattle, a 30-minute flight. He was described by passengers and flight attendants as a man in his mid-40s, wearing a dark suit, black tie with a mother-of-pearl tie clip, and a neatly pressed white-collared shirt. He took his seat, lit a cigarette, and politely ordered a bourbon and soda, for which he paid cash. Shortly after takeoff, he handed the note to a 23-year-old flight attendant, who ignored it, assuming it was just the man's phone number. "Miss, you'd better look at that note," Dan Cooper told her. "I have a bomb." The note's exact wording is part of the mystery, since Cooper reclaimed it after the flight attendant read it. But his demands were for $200,000 in negotiable American currency, worth $1 million today, 4 parachutes, and a fuel truck standing by in Seattle for refuel to the plane on arrival. The flight attendant brought the demands to the captain. The airline's president authorized full cooperation. The other passengers had no idea what was happening, having been told that landing was delayed due to mechanical difficulties. At 5:39 p.m. the plane landed. An airline employee delivered the cash-filled knapsack and parachutes, and Cooper allowed all passengers and 2 flight attendants to leave the plane. During refueling, Cooper outlined his plan to the crew: a southeasterly course toward Mexico with 1 further refueling stop in Nevada. 2 hours later, the plane took off. When it landed in Reno, Cooper's absence was noted. Cooper, whom the media mistakenly referred to as D.B. Cooper, was never seen from or heard from again. No parachute was found, and the ransom money was never used. In 1980, a young boy on vacation with his family in Oregon found several packets of the ransom money, identifiable by serial numbers, leading to an intense search of the area for Cooper or his remains. Nothing was ever found. For a time, it was speculated that Mad Men's fictional Don Draper was the man who would become Cooper. In the real world, a parachute strap was found in 2017 at one of Cooper's possible landing sites. Alright, and here's a video from 2017 and a video from 2020, I believe.
The FBI has reignited a cold case that has haunted the Bureau for years. And this morning we have the exclusive story from the woman who believes she knows the infamous hijacker D.B. Cooper. And her name is Marla Cooper. Could this 40-year-old mystery finally be solved? Is this 1972 photo the infamous hijacker D.B. Cooper?
Who do you think that D.B. Cooper is?
Well, I'm certain he was my uncle, Lynn Doyle Cooper.
Wow.
Who we called LD Cooper.
Despite all the clues found, there were no signs of D.B. Cooper. But were there? Marla Cooper claims she saw him days after the Thanksgiving hijacking at her grandmother's house, eerily near the scene of the crime.
My uncle LD was wearing a white t-shirt, and he was bloody and bruised and a mess. And I was horrified. I began to cry. I asked them what happened. They told me that they'd been in a car accident. And my other uncle, who was with LD, said, "Marla, just shut up and go get your dad." And I ran inside the house, and I was spying on them from around the back of my grandmother's house. And I heard my uncle say, "We did it. Our money problems are over. We've hijacked an airplane." They told my dad they wanted him to help them go back into the woods and find the money.
Marla recalls 2 conversations with her parents that ignited her suspicions about her uncle's identity.
My father made a comment about his long-lost brother, my uncle LD. His remark to me was that, he said, "Don't you remember he hijacked that airplane?"
That was 1995, just before her father died. Then in 2009,
my mother made another comment, a similar comment, and that she had always suspected that my uncle LD was the real D.B. Cooper.
After 45 years on the FBI's most wanted list, new evidence in the form of secret FBI documents that have only now been released prove the real identity of this notorious criminal. So who is he, and how did he get away with this perfect crime? It's time to answer those questions. Over the years, there were hundreds of suspects, but only a select few made a solid case. Richard McCoy Jr. was a name that floated around as the real D.B. Cooper. Why? Because he committed a copycat crime in Denver in 1972. Since he was jailed for 45 years for the copycat crime, authorities had plenty of reason to suspect that he carried out the original one too. But they couldn't prove it. Why? because he was at home having Thanksgiving dinner in Utah with his family. For 45 years, D.B. Cooper was on the FBI's most wanted list. Now, with new evidence in the form of secret FBI files that have only now been released, including a long list of reports and testimonies, all signs point to one man. The name you need to know is Robert Rackstraw. The documents showed that Robert wasn't just your average Joe. He was a former U.S. Army pilot who had flown helicopters in the 1st Cavalry Division during the Vietnam War. This meant that he was trained in explosives, demolition, and parachuting. He knew how to construct weapons and jump safely from planes. Plus, being a former pilot, it would have explained his thought-out list of specific flight requirements. While Rackstraw didn't expressly utter the words, "I am D.B. Cooper," when interviewed, he didn't deny it either, saying, "Could have been, could have been." And if that's not as clear as an indication as any, he also said, "I'm probably one of the only people who can close the case." The motive was clear too. The newly released documents reveal that he'd been kicked out of the Army for lying just a few months before the plane jacking. But all of the new information pointing to Rackstraw adds layers of controversy as well. Some people believe that it could have been an inside job or was deliberately covered up by the FBI. They had all this information since the 70s but did nothing with it. But why? Because the newly uncovered FBI documents reveal that the investigators believed that D.B. Cooper, or should we say Robert Rackstraw, could have actually been an undercover CIA agent. Rackstraw's Vietnam field commander even confirmed it himself. In the words of cold case investigator Tom Colbert, "He got away with the ransom, invested it in property, and the FBI turned a blind eye, flat out lying and covering up his crimes to avoid embarrassing the government."
The latest theory in the D.B. Cooper mystery. A Michigan man is claiming he was best friends with a notorious skyjacker and, get this, got a taped confession from him before he died.
I believe that Walter Recca is D.B. Cooper.
If the latest theory is true, then this
is a hijacker. I've got explosives.
is the voice of D.B. Cooper.
And I says, I can't believe it either, but I'm serious.
Or, as Carl Lauren knew him, Walter Recca.
When he died, we were best friends.
Lauren, who lives in Michigan, believes Recca was the notorious skyjacker. On November 24th, 1971, Cooper, perhaps Recca, hijacked a flight from Portland to Seattle. He gave a flight attendant a note that read, "Miss, I have a bomb in my briefcase." Cooper exchanged the passengers for $200,000 in cash and parachutes.
2 reserves and 2 backpacks.
Then jumped out of the plane over the Oregon-Washington line. After joking about it for years, Lauren says in 2008, Recca called him and confessed in this tape conversation.
And he said, "I am D.B. Cooper."
You never talked personally, you said, to the cockpit crew. No, I talked to the stewardess, and the stewardess relayed the message to the cockpit.
Lauren and others launched a secret 2-year-long investigation into Recca's claim. They published their findings in a new book. At a news conference in Michigan, the publisher introduced part of the team, including private investigator Joe Koenig.
Walt, if still alive, would be prosecuted for the hijacking of Northwest 305.
And then there's Jeff O'Shadis. He claims to have run into Recca at a Washington restaurant within an hour of his jump.
I thought, you know, this guy's got to be a French fry short of that. It's snowing and raining out there, it's cold, and he's got his coat rolled up under his arm.
Perhaps it was all part of the plan.
Took my belt from around my waist, tied it around my raincoat, put the money in there, right there, button it all the way up to my neck, and then put the parachute on. Yeah.
Alrighty, who's still awake? No one? Cool. Hey, thank you guys for checking those videos out. I probably should have let off with all the video compilation, and then we could have read comments and just chilled and whatever. But if you weren't here, I did about 25-30 minutes of talking to the audience and reading comments and stuff. So thank you so much to Dora, Brittany, Aaron, or as we call it, AA Ron. Shout out to AA Ron. Anyways, much love to Zulu Nation family. What up, homie? And much love to Javi Maine. Yavi Maine. Anyway, Zulu Nation says, "What up, sir? How are you?" I'm good, buddy. How you doing, man? Javi says, nice. I wasn't sure if this was still live. LOL. Oh, we're live. Yeah, and I had to wait till I had my baby girl and the puppy asleep. Javi, Zulu, Brittany, Dora, Aaron, everybody. I just want you to know that I would have came at like noon, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm a single father, if you don't know, doing the best I can. So thank you guys so much. You've contributed to the channel. That way we can continue. I really appreciate you. I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much, Nikki West. Thank you so much, Anonymous Friend, Leah Murray, Tracy Cordova, Tavia Medlin, Lee, Jordy Yard, Save Soul, Sonia Mabea. There's so many people I could thank, but I love you guys so much, and I appreciate you letting me continue doing this. I'll see you later, okay? If you can't hear, my baby just woke it up, so I gotta go. I'll see you later, guys. Good night, and remember, West Side.